The city of Qubian, the jewel of Vietnamese diversity. It was to be a mecca for all genomes to live in harmony. However, reality usually falls short of such lofty plans. Life is cheap here, and you can find every kind. From the slums to the corporate enclaves, it's dog eat dog. Everything changes but the system. People get used up and thrown away, but the system remains. The system is eternal. The system that poses as society. However, there are those who refuse to bow to the system. The runners are the outlaws and outsiders. They work for everybody and nobody. They thumb their noses at the system and embrace freedom. However, none are truly free from the system. The system gives them both the mantle of villainous scum who try to destroy society, and heroic outlaws fighting the power. In truth, the runners just do what they can to make it out of life alive. You are in a bad, bad way. Your last job seemed like any other you would normally take. Just a simple info grab operation. Your target was Hexy. Not an unusual target for this part of the world, and one you've worked against before. The job sounded like a milk run, to be honest. However, security was much higher than expected. Still, you broke through and got to your target. It was then that things went to hell. Somehow, security got alerted and the op was blown. It was a hard and long fight to get out alive. Most of the team didn't make it. It may not matter to those of you who got out anyway. All of your daemons were infected by some kind of degenerative virus. Even now, the malfunctions and errors are getting worse. You're sure it has to be some kind of new biotech weapon. Not that it matters. You've consulted some biohackers that you know, but the answer is always the same. They've never seen anything like this before. You know this thing is slowly killing you. So when you get an invite to a private chat that promises that your problem can be solved, you don't immediately dismiss it. And you get an invite to a text-only chat. You've honestly never seen anything like this before because you're not used to text-only. Nobody uses it anymore. But you're greeted by somebody with the moniker of Spider.
Sounds like an old school name.
What is this text only we have to read? Okay.
It's not like the daemon's going to do that for us anymore.
No,
It's on life support.
It just gives me errors all the time.
It's not quite that bad yet. You're still using it to access, and you're still getting the AR read of the text chat.
Every time I try to read something, it's
Hyperlink. Link missing. Hyperlink. Link missing.
You should be thankful yours isn't so bad right now. I don't know how much we got left.
I invest in firewalls.
Yeah. Lucky you.
They're not helping though.
Nope. Better prepared.
Should we get talking?
By all means, what do you have to offer?
Greetings. I know your troubles, and I have a solution for you. The cost is a job.
How long's the job?
Rescue a hostage being held in a secure warehouse owned by Hexy.
We just got out of Hexy.
Yes, I am aware. And I'm also aware of the virus that you were infected of. It's called Hidorugami. The payment for this job is 100,000 Satoshi per person, and the cure for your virus. As a sign of good faith, I will offer a patch that will suppress the effects of the virus for a time.
Now, if you got this patch, do you think you could, extrapolate it, just, make it more permanent, or would that take too long?
That's going to take time I don't know we have. If you want to gamble on that, sure, but I'd rather not, all things considered. Admittedly, that is a uncomfortable amount of money. But I suppose if they're just gonna slip out on us later, hopefully we get the cure, even if we don't see any of the money. I guess we're interested. Not like we have a lot of options right now.
Very well. Once the hostage is safe, you'll be given the cure for the virus, as well as the account numbers and access codes for your monetary payment. That being said, I've included a link to the patch for you to download. It will suppress the effects for about a month.
I want to dig into where this patch is being stored. Simple trace. I'm looking for where this would be held, using the joys of, well, nowadays it'd be using the IP number to figure out rough geolocation. I don't know what it would be in the future, but I'm assuming some of that's going to stick around.
So see it ping across the world.
Yeah, track it down a little bit. Do we want to consider this a security system? Or system security? I would say no. I'm just trying to track a link.
Yeah.
So that'll just be 15.
I'll say that's good enough. You get a ping back and realize that there is a server in what is now China.
Okay. So not too far away.
And you also know that this is a Hexy server.
Well, that's convenient. If their name's on the nose, then we're dealing with an insider.
Well, it makes sense that X would have a supposed cure or a patch for a virus that they made.
Yeah.
Somebody's breaking out.
It's weird that it's there, so I'll grab it and pass it to you, so there's only one interaction with it. Scrub the trail afterwards.
Okay. You're also giving the location of the warehouse where this hostage is being kept. And then Spider logs off.
Guess we have to do some investigating on how tight this security is.
Yep.
We're going to do it just the two of us, or we're going to try to find another team?
Well, we apparently have upwards of a month, but let's figure out what we're dealing with before we start spending money we don't have.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Did you guys both download the patch? Because I didn't include mechanics if you didn't.
Yeah, nice. No, my goal was basically don't download it from wherever we're staying or near wherever we are. Get a little bit of distance, make the connection there from a location, basically from a router node where we aren't going to go back to there in a while. And
Then pass it to me.
yeah, and probably pop one of my usages of, what is it? Anonymity. Just so it means my digital trail won't be able to be tracked.
Okay. Yeah.
So, yep. Quietly download it and then pass a copy over to Merid.
You also notice that the server doesn't seem all that secure. In fact, if you look at other things in it, it's just old accounting data. So it seems like somebody hid this here among other, not important data.
Makes sense. Funny that accounting counts as not important data.
Well,
it's old accounting stuff.
Yeah.
Which, even then, you get a good audit going. That old data can be useful.
I mean, yeah, it's like stored there in case of an audit.
Yeah, your backup reports and stuff.
But yeah,
7 years of backup data.
Nobody's ever really looking at it actively.
Yep. Let me double check that it's actually anonymity, because that, I believe, is one I can focus on for quite a while. Yeah, concentration up to 24 hours. For the duration, you're able to avoid detection through digital means. Any digital attempt to find you, such as detect mines or digital lackey must succeed in intelligence ability check versus your hacking DC before completing the rest of the attempt. So I will have that running as one of my concentration slots for the rest of today.
Okay. Another Higgs warehouse. Hopefully it doesn't go nearly as bad as the last one.
Well, this time we're just going to have to learn from our mistakes.
Yeah, or a mistake Craig made.
It was his birthday. The meme never dies.
He saw the cake and he had to grab one, and then they noticed. He got on camera. Shame.
Every time.
Shame.
Alright, well, let's get a bit of information about this.
We're gonna go in person, or are we just gonna try to scope out some cameras that have a good look to them?
Well, first I was thinking about getting some satellites to do some imagery for us. And then we'll make a little bit of a plan about how we want to scope it out. Probably hit it tomorrow. Give us some time to think on this. And if we do need to hire anybody else, we can there. Right. S for satellite. Come on. There we go. Concentration up to an hour. You gain a live bird's eye video feed up to 5 square kilometers. To see detail, you must zoom in to 30 square meter radius, highest resolution. Video feeds float in the mind's eye window. In your field of vision, any obstruction from satellite visual feed, like forest canopy or building rooftops, block your view. You can use the interact with object action to change zoom or the area you're getting information from. So yeah, I think we'll have a nice little private connection. You don't have a data port, do you? Probably not. So it'll be
Not from
yeah, it'll be a close field
Just
connection, and I'll just pass over some of the video feed, just to try to get a view of what this warehouse looks like, what's around it, how heavily trafficked it looks.
And you've also noticed that you are not getting any malfunctions or errors from your daemons anymore. In fact, they seem to be working as normal.
Thank God.
Patch seems fine.
This is like when they invented ad blocker, the godsend.
Back in ye old year of 2010. Wonder when ad blocker was created. So yeah, we'll get a bird's eye view of the area. Just try to scope out, like, is there a parking lot? Is it what all's around? What do we have in terms of if there are any visible entrances and exits? What's the roof look like?
Okay, you get some pictures of it on the satellite, and seems like a normal warehouse, nothing special. Roof is, kind of peaked, and nothing special there. You do notice there's at least one big door for vehicles to enter and exit, and maybe 2 other doors that people have gone through.
So no external loading bay, it's internal.
Okay. Is this a live feed, or do we just get pictures for an hour?
It does say live bird's eye video feed. So yeah, we're getting direct from the satellites right now.
Well, then we can maybe see what some traffic is, unless if it's just going to be quiet all night.
There is a employee parking lot, and you see people going in and out of the building, but they only do it for 20 minutes, and then nothing.
Okay.
So either that's a shift change or something else.
That makes sense.
And is it people just leaving, or is it people leaving and going? Or
Both,
coming
yes.
and going?
Coming and going, yes.
It's probably a shift change. That being said, we don't want to be around here during a shift change. that's bad.
A lot
That's
of
more
extra people.
Unless you feel like you can slip in with them. Less of a problem with me. Just go invisible for a second.
I don't know. People see my kind and they think, trouble. They got the blue face and they got the genetic engineering for military types.
The genetic freak.
I could pass it off as being security, but
I mean, we aren't going to get good imagery with this in terms of personnel. We'd have to actually watch them come and go, but
From what you've seen, I mean, you don't really see much, but you can tell there's some diversity there.
we might be able to find one, tag them, trail them, and you might be able to replace them if you happen to be skilled in that, but I don't know. From what we've
replacing
done
not
together,
so much.
Yeah,
Tailing and tagging, yes.
I was gonna say you didn't exactly seem the social type in our last couple of runs.
That was also Greg. God rest his soul.
Good at what he does. Just really loves cake.
Yep, it was a lie.
It's actually running right now on GDQ. They're doing
really?
a Portal 2 run. Yeah. All right. Well, we can do a bit of a stakeout, try to figure some things out there. Maybe we follow one of them, find somebody who's
Important.
either important or not important, and not important enough that they would be willing to talk about their job a little bit.
You also know that
Some key cards.
there are like public records of this building, and
Mm-hmm.
you can get some information there. Probably wouldn't be too difficult to get some employee data.
Oh yeah, I've got plenty of options when it comes to actually start diving this from a security point of view.
So there is some legwork you can do.
Yep.
You could always spoof a card, get in.
Yeah, that's gonna take a little bit of. Well, honestly, both of our skills put together would make that real easy. Yeah, I mean, might as well at this point. Card will get us in if you want to spend some time nabbing that. I don't think I've got the materials to make a copy on hand, but
If anything, we can get prepared to make one, and if you can make it real fast, we can do a
do it in the moment.
nab, copy, replace.
I suppose we can always pull the other. If we can get a look-alike of the card, we can give them a blank.
So here's the thing. Key cards aren't normally key cards here.
Hmm.
It's a special code stored in your daemon.
Ah, goddamn.
Oh, that makes it easier. That just means we need to grab one of them and problem solved.
It wouldn't be that difficult to forge that for just basic employees. But if you wanted any kind of special one, you would have to interact with an actual person.
Yep.
For, say, janitorial or security staff, you wouldn't even have to grab somebody.
If we want a special one that may get past some security systems of, like, I don't know, metal detectors or...
Oh, we're definitely on to terahertz wave sensors at this point.
like, I don't know how high up the chain we need to grab.
We need access to wherever they're going to be keeping prisoners.
Yeah, I guess if we're going to try to
I
get
would
through
assume base
all
security would
doors.
do that, but we might need a second tier of security for that.
If we just spoof a low one just to get in, and then do the hard cracking on site. That'd be one thing.
Wouldn't be a bad approach, honestly.
Honestly, for employee records, so you know who these people are, I wouldn't even make you do a computer's roll, because that should be fairly easy for you.
I would likely pass it anyways, to be fair.
You just take your 6 plus your...
Yeah, 16
Stat.
base.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's higher than that, I've still got a pretty good chance of hitting it, statistically speaking.
I can give you some names if you want.
Yeah, let's grab that information at this point. Might as well. We'll dive into Hexy's records, see who's working there, who's easy to get a hold of, as well as try to figure out, like, basic city records. How long ago was this purchased? Can I get my hands on, like, power usage or something like that? I'm looking for things out of the ordinary, things that I can then use to try to determine they're using, X kilowatts per hour. That likely means they either have some heavy machinery, heavy security, or something else going on in there that otherwise wouldn't be obvious to the outside.
Okay, if you want some of that, I am going to make you do a roll, but
Yes,
it's
please.
not going to be difficult.
Okay. Will we consider that the security or system security?
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Yeah, because we're getting into quote-unquote illegal materials. Well, that's a natural 20, so that's 30 total.
Oh yeah, you get all that.
I live and breathe this stuff.
So, the power usage does seem more than normal.
Okay. Like substantially so?
Yes.
Okay.
This place
It's
is
not a
hot.
milk run.
Hot.
Yep.
Also, a lot of money is being poured into this. More than what you would think for a simple warehouse.
This is
Good
a
to know.
cover.
I'll throw out some other fun ideas that potentially could link up. What's its water and wastewater look like? Does it look like they're doing a lot of cooling, perhaps, on site?
Definitely.
Okay, cool.
You've
We've
also
got a long list of what this could be, but it ain't good.
you've also uncovered some shipments of liquid nitrogen to the place.
Okay, they're cryogenically freezing stuff or cryogenically cooling stuff.
Yes. Nitrogen or liquid oxygen or something
Lox is
colder.
a little explosive. That's usually rocket fuel, usually. But
Liquid.
it is cold. Much colder than liquid nitrogen, if I remember right.
And liquid hydrogen, and
That's like even colder than oxygen, right?
I think.
It's one of the colder cryogenic fluids.
Okay. Anything else you want to know besides the names?
Yeah, this warehouse is a cover. I don't know if you could get secret blueprints or something. See what.
I mean, maybe original blueprints.
You get some blueprints for building structures. Like you'd find at
Yeah, City Hall.
yeah, that kind of thing.
Yep, the classic. Well, Arthur Dent.
Or building permits.
Mm-hmm.
It's registered as industrial, and they're surprisingly sparse. You get a basic layout, but no real detail.
Which would make sense if it was just a warehouse.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, looks like Hexy probably bribed the local officials to skimp on the details.
Yep. That is why it is a 100,000 Satoshi job.
Assuming we get paid. This is the kind of job you do where you can just throw the people to the wolves in the end and problem solves itself. You don't need to pay a corpse. Well, we don't really have much choice at this point.
Okay. Anything else?
I will let you do some work and then spend the next hour just doing a quick skim to line my currently empty wallet.
Okay. Also, I'll give you the names now.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So,
Wow.
facility site manager is a man by the name of Yuri Nakamoto.
I'm gonna tail Yuri. Figure out where
He, she, they.
they are. Maybe not to the setup shop, but where they can do some recreation. Just figure out like his profile.
There's also a chief of security that is listed there as Hitomi Kusaragi.
Hitomi?
Mm-hmm.
Hexy's going heavy on the Japanese.
And there's a security specialist listed as Shinji Matsumura.
Alright.
Sometimes it's like that with the executives. All the executives are from the nation of origin of the company owners.
True.
Well,
But these multinationals, sometimes they like to hire local.
in the setting, Hexy is like a conglomerate of Japanese, Chinese, and I think Korean,
Mm-hmm.
and they're kind of competing branches. I think it said. So, you would think that this is mainly a Japanese branch product for operation.
Sounds good.
If I get a good opportunity, do you want me to nab or Yuri, or are they too high up? You think?
I mean,
They'll
I'll
get
leave
noticed.
I will happily leave that option to you.
I'll say with that role, you could even get a little information on Yuri Nakamoto. That he does like to spend his nights at a club called Dark Wave.
That's for Yuri.
Mm-hmm. But he always has a bodyguard with him.
But one bodyguard's not a problem. Okay. Killanova's going to spend the next hour doing a quick skim job to get some money that we can throw around. I got a 15, so total of 25. Multiply it by 2 for skim. And then further multiply that by level and an extra 20. God, I need a calculator. Math. Alright, 4th level times 25 times 20 times 2 because of Cracker. 4,000 Satoshi. That is a once per day. I have also spent 3 slots at this point. Like that.
You
If you
also,
want to plan a raid.
you also get the distinct impression that this guy is strictly middle management. He's got this project, but he's not like a high up.
Yeah. He's no VP or something. I think I'll go to the bar and at least check him out, stalk him a little bit.
Okay. So, I assume you're going to Dark Wave at night?
Yeah.
It's usually there. Okay, it's usual kind of club. Probably EMC, dance music.
Mm-hmm.
Dark lighting, that kind of thing. With the laser shows, I guess. I don't know how these clubs work.
Some disco lights.
Yeah. There is an upstairs VIP section with separate rooms for each VIP. The serving staff and bartenders are all dolls, so they're lifelike automatons. They look human enough, but you can easily tell that they're not.
I can't pass as a waiter.
Not if you're going in person.
But you know what that means?
What?
You can get one inside one of these things pretty easy.
Also,
Not my skill set, but I can at least modify them.
and at looking around, you also see that there's a dedicated staff for the VIP rooms that are not dolls.
Mm.
Are any of them blue? Do we need to get the body spray out and change your color real quick?
What genome are you?
I'm the Spartan from the.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you're gonna stand out a little bit.
you couldn't pass it. You couldn't pass it as well as human staff.
Yeah.
Not without some real good disguise checks, which I don't think we're good at.
Let's just say they're all hired based on their looks rather than.
I guess I'm not blue, but
Red or gray?
this one, yeah.
Okay, yeah. That,
You're the stealth one, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
that like darker, almost gray earth tone.
Oh wait, no, I might rather. Did I take the Spartan or did I take the regular?
Sounds like something you should have written down.
I wrote Spartan. Oh, because it's Spartan is
Mhm.
the first one, not the black rat. So yeah, that would be the
Infantry.
regular one, which I don't think.
Perhaps red-skinned. Perhaps
Well-
not.
Oh, so I am red skinned. Yeah.
There you go.
Well, they're all called Spartan, I think.
Yeah, they're all called Spartan, and then it's Spartan 90 or Wraith.
Yeah.
I think I went with the regular. Yeah, because I got extra hit points. And I'm not mute,
Yep.
like the Wraith.
Kind of nice.
Should I try to get in? Should I try to pose myself as going for employment as a new bodyguard?
I'm assuming he has his own bodyguard.
Yeah.
You'd
He
have to
does.
go through Hexy.
Yes.
Now, if we go in there, we've got two options that I can see at the moment. First option is we go in a little bit louder than normal, in which case we have exactly 1 minute interacting with him that I can make disappear,
Mm.
but that is a hard time limit, which means we need to get in, get everything we need, and get out within leave him within a minute. The other option is we do look for some sort of stealth approach. I can potentially look through club security, see what we can get access to.
Or maybe nab him while he's outside the club, leaving it
True.
in a car or something.
I didn't get the one where I can hit people with cars. That would be
Can you stop cars?
not easily.
I think hitting a person with a car is level
Like second.
2.
Yeah, that's why. I can open doors. I can open the way for us. I can shut down security. That again would lean more into the hot approach,
It would be very
all in
hot.
all. But we could pop in through a back door, an emergency exit, keep that from going off, get in, find him. The real question is, what are we trying to get? Security credentials? Because that I can probably get within a minute. But if you're looking for anything beyond that, it's going to be a bit of a problem.
Then I'm questioning what we do with him afterwards. If he's gone missing, they're going to revoke his credentials pretty fast. So if you would spoof his credentials, you'd have to figure out a branch.
Hence why the mind blanking
Hmm.
gives us that 1 minute window, which we've also then got to throw on the bodyguard as well.
And we can't make it that dirty.
Yeah, that's going to be the hard part. You would be limited to holding the bodyguard and preventing them from fighting, and then we would effectively have to get you out of the room, I would mind wipe both of them in quick succession and have to then leave using my invisibility, which means you would need to leave the door open or I would be stuck in there for a while.
Okay, so how did you investigate this club? So I might be able to give you a little more information.
I mean, it sounds like you went and visited,
Yeah,
right?
I'd be in the club.
Did you check out the VIP section, at least from a distance?
Yep, from a distance. I don't know if I would. I
How much
might
money
sulk
you got?
and go up there, but
Yeah.
I think
Well,
I still
you could
check to do
clearly
it.
see that at least one of the VIP rooms had a bodyguard standing outside.
So if we can get in the room, we might not have to worry about the bodyguard.
And get a detail of this club and see if there's a maybe not a secret way in, but a vent shaft or something.
Oh god, not vents again. That won't go well.
I can also tell you that one way to do this might be to distract the bodyguard.
If I distract the bodyguard, can you get in? And what, like, incapacitate him, or is the mind blank just blanking his mind?
I can erase memories of recent events.
So you'd still have to either overpower him
Or just not get him angry at me. It could be as simple as getting line of sight so I can hack him, get the information we need, and then blank his memory of the hack happening. That's as good as I can do there.
I mean, you could do that while you're invisible because it's all wireless.
Yep. Problem is, he's gonna know, most likely. Depending on his security systems. Most folks are at least aware when something's going on. But
That's too
I
expensive.
might get lucky. And he might not have the level of security I'm used to with some of the Hexy folk.
Knowing that warehouse, I don't know why you wouldn't put a security system on him, but
Well, I'm sure he's got one. I'm just not sure if it's going to be the best.
yeah, I'm sure you can get through it.
Well, get through it won't be the problem.
Yeah.
It's how obvious that it is that will be.
The Sten gloves are like 25k.
Yeah, those aren't cheap. If I could get those stealthed as well, oh boy. Just literally walk up and just go to sleep.
So am I going to be a...
You want to do the drunken patron
baller.
routine?
And pick a fight with this guy?
That's a pretty easy way to do it. And it doesn't necessarily put them on edge if you're just angry at them because they're clearly Hexy, and maybe Hexy has, in your imagination, done something wrong to you, and you're drunk and
Fucking
ready for a
fired
good
me.
time. Be wary of history. If it goes bad enough, they might actually try to look you up.
True.
Something as simple as they bought your home, something that would take much more digging.
Or it could just be you don't like the look of this motherfucker.
Honestly, you don't need a solid reason.
Yeah.
All you need to do is just go, I don't like you. My friend doesn't like you either, and your friend happens to be your fist. So you introduce them to each other. In which case, get the door open if you can. Otherwise, we're going to have to run into the situation of the door somehow opens, which is going to tip him off a bit. But again, mind blank might be more than enough for that.
So I can see this happening one way where if there's a automaton back there, I run into the automaton and the bodyguard. He gets mad, I get mad because I'm drunk. We start brawling, maybe I'll try to open the door for you in the middle.
What type of door are we talking about?
I don't know.
Since you can get a look at it.
It's It's a simple door that just has, touch access.
Okay, so it's got an electronic lock. Worst case scenario.
It's not even locked.
Okay.
It's
Just a door.
Yeah, worst case scenario, it's locked. It's probably not locked. But if it is, can get around that relatively quickly.
Yeah, did not look like it was a locked door. It just looked like, button access.
I've got this unlock hack right here. Save that for later. I mean, that sounds like enough of a plan to me.
And honestly, if Marid is busy distracting the security guard, as long as your stealth roll is good enough, you can totally open the door without him noticing.
Make it look natural-like. Alright, I'm going to see what disable security does.
It does exactly what it says.
Choose an object that has digital security. Okay, so it's a specific thing. Door, window, car, or even a bomb with an electronic detonator. This hack disables the security. If the object has multiple security systems, only one is disabled. You must succeed the intelligence computer's check against the security DC for this to take effect. Nice. Okay. So they do actually have, this is something that extends your skill instead of just being another quote-unquote attack action. I like that. Okay. I'll pop in.
I'll go in without my gun.
Ooh, do I leave my gun behind?
You can.
Yeah, no, at this point I can go as light as I want, honestly.
I'll go in without my gun.
Just leave the gun cloaked and everybody's like, why do you have a holster with nothing in it?
Although I'll probably still wear the shark skin outfit underneath.
You can take some hits. Planning on sleeping the night away before we try this, personally. Alright, so
I see.
repeat of the plan. You distract the bodyguard. Get that door open, or I'll get the door open either way. Doesn't really matter. I will then perform a hack on him to get access to his security credentials. And then, if he notices, I will do a quick memory eraser. And we'll be good to go.
Can you go in and then, delete the warning of I've been hacked? Delete. Probably not, no.
Depends on his systems. I think the memory eraser might help with that, unless he checks his systems, in which case...
Oh, there's a blank spot. That's weird.
Yep.
Okay.
Presumably a good enough hack won't leave evidence, but you clean up as you go, as they say, but... Yeah, I don't actually know the hack mechanics well enough at this point. Let's see.
They work like spells?
Yeah, but from a digital security point of view, I'm curious how they work.
Oh.
Which, is a whole different question.
Yeah.
There's so many intricacies with technology where you go, if you have an active firewall, it might register the attack. All that kind of stuff.
I'm pretty sure with this, they're like, just have fun. Don't worry about that.
Wait, here we go, yeah. Do you know if you're being mind-hacked? Unless the hack has an obvious effect on the target, such as psychic damage being inflicted, or the target losing their eyesight, or it says in the hack description the target is aware, the target of the mind hack is unaware they are being hacked. Even in cases where the hack does damage, it is unclear who is launching the hack, unless the mind hacker is within sight of the target. And the target succeeds a wisdom insight against the hacker's charisma deception check.
Ooh.
Cool, okay. So, rules as written, I would lean the hacks are good and they clean themselves up pretty well.
And that's why you don't dump charisma, so you can be deceptive. Like, I'm not the hacker.
That's where that's where the social side of hacking is important. I'm not that type of hacker. I go invisible.
You can't see me. You don't have line of sight.
Yep.
Well, if they can't see you, they don't know you're there, and they can't determine that, yeah, you're the hacker.
You can't have line of sight to something that's invisible. Yep.
So I'm gonna go in there, all drunk, like, run into a waiter, spill my drink all over the barman.
Hint, actually get drunk.
It works.
Then you don't have to bluff it. Because your goal isn't to try to murder this guy.
Oh, so you want to get drunk with me?
No, I have to hack.
Oh, god damn it.
I'll drink afterwards.
I'm drinking alone.
I will tell
I
you
will drink afterwards.
that if you are drunk, you will take disadvantage on everything.
It makes it more believable.
This is fine. I got a +6.
On deception?
On Dex.
Oh, on Dex? Yeah, no, that checks out.
This is fine.
I got a +6 on drunk.
Get in a fist fight. Disadvantages for everyone.
+3 for strength.
Yeah, you hit pretty hard.
But yes, I will.
I wish it told.
I will do the classic. Spill my drink on myself and demand this guard pay for my dry cleaning.
Ooh, nice. Get him with the old dry cleaning one, too.
And start a fist fight with.
Why doesn't that say in that?
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for what kind of armor this person has, if it's light or not, so it's concealable.
Does it say what type of armor it is?
It does say what type of armor it is, but it does not say.
The heaviness of it.
Yeah.
Well, if you know what type it is,
Yeah,
just
you
need
can
to
look
find
at-
the list.
Yeah, you can look it up, but
Yeah.
it'd be nice if it said there in the entry.
Yo.
You just need to find page number again.
Yeah. Keep checking real quick. They're probably still and working. Should have brought my camera. They're literally all up on the bed snoozing together.
Oh.
Please stay put. Oh my god, cats, please. Just perfect.
Family.
Kitties for your viewing pleasure whenever you are ready.
That reminds me, I showed the pictures of your kitties to my mom today, and she's like, "Oh, get one of those." It's like, no, it doesn't work that way.
Not like that.
Take one of them.
They are adorable, though. I would lean towards Maggie for people at this point because seems to be the most like.
Social.
No, not even. More like relaxed. Speckles seems to be way more social. Like will approach, will nuzzle. Maggie's in that nice middle ground where it's like Still doing the cat thing of like, I'm doing my own thing, but yeah, you can come over and hang out. Just that like perfect middle ground. Where that is literally like the third time I've seen Wheaties not under the bed.
Wheaties, the antisocial.
Yeah. Very much so like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be anywhere. I want to be safe. Probably just needs the usual like week to adjust to a location.
Yeah.
It's only been like what? A day and a half at this point, 2 days.
Okay, so what's the plan?
Are you getting real drunk or are you getting fake drunk?
Good enough to get the scent of alcohol on me.
I mean, that's not difficult.
No.
Yeah, that's Bond drunk.
I mean, you don't even have to get drunk for that.
Yep.
No.
Just
But-
splash a little bit aftershave, like you're good.
Have a drink, spill it on myself while bumping into the bodyguard and probably a waiter over the VIP section.
Immediately deck him.
I mean, yeah, you can pretty easily follow one of the human serving staff up there.
And I will be following behind, invisible.
Jesus fucking, where's the bathroom?
If you don't tell me where the bathroom is, I'm gonna make you the bathroom.
Okay, so you find
Yep.
you find a young woman and she's carrying some drinks and she's going up there. As you get a closer look at this bodyguard, she is wearing a suit, but it looks kind of heavy and bulky. What's your passive perception?
14.
Okay. She's also not armed with a gun that you can see, but she does have a nano sword.
Oh god.
Checks out.
Oh god. I have no gun on me.
What's the local laws for self-defense?
But I have my plan.
Mm-hmm. So you carry it out?
Just spill a drink on me.
So
While
I'll say
bumping
that
into them.
you bump into this poor girl, and she just kind of drops the whole tray of drinks she was carrying on the bodyguard. You spill your drink on you. The poor girl looks around, scared out of her mind, and just runs.
Jesus Christ, who's gonna pay for this cleaning? Oh god damn it. Wait, are you gonna pay for this?
Don't ask questions. Throw fists.
You have made a mistake.
Money.
And,
Yeah, you have to start
Punch.
fist fights. If you don't start fist fights, you will get talked down by security.
Yep, I go for the punch.
okay, give me a deception roll.
Deception?
Yeah.
Woo! 4.
Nice.
4.
Solid.
Okay. She definitely sees this coming. So we're going to roll initiative.
That's good. I have a plus 11 to initiative.
Damn. I'm going to get in on this just for the whole hacking side of things.
Okay.
And if I... Oh, Jesus. Well, there's a 25 with a natural 20.
Wow.
Damn.
26.
Okay, she's got an 11.
So
So you do get the first punch.
So
Barely.
so I go to punch her. And I will actually try to punch.
Yep.
Okay, that's a 21 to hit.
Are you drunk?
Do I...
You're at a disadvantage if you're actually drunk.
Okay. Well,
That's the question. Did you drink enough to get drunk, or did you just
Probably
go
not.
with the whole, just the smell? That's why I was pushing that
I
earlier.
probably had like once or... I actually had some drinks, but not enough to actually get...
Drunk. Okay.
Drunk.
So you good.
You're a soldier type. It probably takes.
Well, it's probably only 4 damage because I don't have any monk thing. So, but then I action surge to get another action to try to open up the door in the same kind of
in the same turn.
Yes,
I like it. Quick, efficient, effective.
I punch and then just kind of like elbow the door.
I'm gonna say that's just an item interact. You don't even need to do an action surge. You do punch her right in the jaw. She looks kind of pissed and draws her nano sword, but it looks like she's gonna use the hilt to do non-lethal damage.
I'm like, oh
the
shit! The
flat of the blade. It's a nano sword. The flat of the blade. Oh.
It is very flat on one edge.
But it looks like she can do a pretty good deal of damage with this.
Oh, I bet.
Even not as much as she was using it as an actual weapon like it's intended to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Alright, with door open, how do I actually retrieve stuff from him?
Okay, so you get the door flies open, and he kind of looks out and sees his bodyguard kind of going at it with this guy.
Engaging a patron in
And,
lively discussion.
He just takes a drink and goes,
She can handle it.
Just another day.
yeah, could be some entertainment. Doesn't look concerned.
Okay. Would I just do a regular computers check to do this?
Alright, so first, you're invisible.
Yes.
Do a stealth roll.
Cool. Total of +7. Not bad.
Not bad at all.
14, so 21.
21.
Okay, yeah, these guys don't have anywhere near that.
So far, so good.
So you get in there. He's got some ladies there, kind of, chatting them up and watching the fight. And apparently, they may be taking bets on it.
As you do.
Mm-hmm. So, how are you doing this? Are you using a hack, or are you just trying to?
Because I was looking at hacks and realized I don't know if I have any that specifically pull information.
Yeah, because I don't think there is one that does that.
The closest I've got is like decrypt, but that's specifically against encryption.
Does he have an
Okay, so
there's database dip that's kind of close to getting information.
You don't
from
really
people.
need that. Just a computer's roll will do.
Can do.
So give me a computer's roll to do to bypass the security. Do it with advantage.
Cool. I mean, I already almost have advantage on these. There's a 9 and there's a 12. So we'll take the 12, we'll add 10 to it, and we'll get 22.
I'm pretty sure that was it against wisdom save?
Usually against wisdom save, yeah.
Or insight?
Potentially.
I don't know.
Insight? I don't know.
I don't know what it's supposed to be against, but anyway.
Usually they'll have like they might have a hack defense or something to that degree.
Anyway.
Yeah.
You probably just blew it away. I don't think you can roll that high. What did you get anyway?
21.
He could maybe roll that high, but it would be difficult.
Yeah.
22, because I rolled a 12.
Yeah, okay, so you get in, and you realize somebody's made a back door here. You got in real easy.
You got in someone else's back door. Ooh.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
No, just walk right in. Alright.
Yeah, somebody specifically made it so this guy could be mind hacked real easy.
Gotcha.
So, okay, just give me another computer's roll to get what you need, find it, and get it quick.
23.
Okay,
Moving fast.
I say you can get it within a minute.
Got it. Alright, so I'm not even going to worry about the memory eraser at this point.
Yeah,
that would be more of a problem.
He does not know.
Yep. And we'll just slip out and ping you real quick with a thumbs up emoji.
Okay, I'm going to say you get into 5 rounds of combat. why this is going on.
Good little melee slugfest.
Yeah.
See how it goes.
So, you got a good punch on her.
After that first one, I'm definitely like pulling my punches a lot more. If anything, I'm going for like her obvious armor and not like actually.
Oh no, she's hexy. Lean into it. Because she's going to be trying to...
I just don't want
knock
her to
you out.
actually use her sword eventually, where she's like, fuck this.
So, how does a 25 hit you?
25 will hit.
So, she smacks you real hard with the butt of her sword.
This is just the butt so far?
Yeah, so
Okay.
it's not going to do as much damage, and it's not going to do lethal damage.
Yeah.
But it's still going to hurt.
But yeah, it's still going to hurt. So, yeah, that's 9 bludgeoning.
You look like a soldier. She's not going to hold her punches.
Well,
49.
you punched her in the jaw. She's not going to hold her punches.
That too, yeah.
She doesn't care what you look like.
Yeah.
Killing you would be a mess over just this, and paperwork she doesn't want to do, so that's why she's not actually using her sword.
I'd probably also try to make like enough room for you to like slip out of the door again. So it's probably like a
You got
little
time.
dance.
Yeah, you got time.
Yeah, with Lance distracting you with your stealth, you could get out pretty easy.
Yeah, worst case scenario, just sit in the corner and wait.
Okay, so your turn.
Oop. That's just be. Would I have proficiency in unarmed strikes?
Everybody's proficient with their unarmed strikes, right?
So then it would be So 16.
16. You hit her real good in like the chest area, and it hurts like hell.
Yeah.
You hit some armor, some pretty heavy armor.
Yep. See, like I said, I went for the chest and I hit the armor.
Yep. You gotta have that Jackie Chan moment of just going like, oh.
You probably think this is ceramic plate, at least.
Did it at least break a
Did
plate?
you crack one? Yeah.
No.
Oh. See, I'm trying with strength and not my dex. That's the problem.
Yep.
The funny thing is, she's got damage reduction 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do I, so.
It's gonna be a good trade fest for a little while. The real question is, can you keep this going for 4 more turns?
And
Or am I gonna have to deal
You're
with the fact that you're
surprised.
unconscious?
because she's quick enough that once you hit her, she strikes at you again
Ooh.
on your turn, which is a natural 20.
Retaliation.
Nice.
Hoppercut.
I will take my take cover
Ooh.
action, my reaction.
Nice.
God, she rolled like shit.
You react to me, I react to your reaction.
She got a 7 for damage.
Oh, then I just
Not bad
negate
on a
it
crit.
because my take cover is a D8 plus 8. So I just dodge out of the way.
She rolled a 1 and a 2 for the damage roll.
Could have been a lot worse.
And on her turn, she attacks you again. Ooh.
This is part of the reason why I'm like, yeah, we're hitting this tomorrow morning. The other part is I want all my half slots
slots,
back.
yeah.
But
So go all out.
that's a good, that's an 11 to hit, which probably doesn't. She gets you a good in the armor.
Oh, 17 instead of a. I was almost a crit because I have expanded crit.
Oh, right.
So.
If you rolled a 17 on dice, you hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so then just 4 damage.
Yeah. So you hit her. Doesn't seem to phase.
Yeah.
And you know by now that, you're not doing anything to her.
Although
Quick, disarm her.
And again, she attacks you
my judo trick.
for another natural 20.
Jesus. A little better hit this time?
Yeah, a little better.
Okay.
Yeah, because I can't use that.
So that's
ability
11 damage.
After the damage is rolled, I have to declare it before.
4.
Oh, 11, so it's only 7, so it's still 42.
Is it just a reaction you can throw up anytime you want?
Yeah, it's a short or long rest.
Ah, okay, so
Yeah.
once per. Gotcha. Well,
And,
crits are definitely the time to use it.
On her turn, I assume that 25 will hit you.
Yeah.
And that's just 7 damage.
Damn, you're pretty good.
Use the dodge action.
Yeah.
Bob and weave, you fool.
I will punch, and then I will action surge to dodge. So then, I'll punch her and then dodge.
Really getting into the motions.
Natural 1. It was a feint.
Nice.
It was a feint.
All
I swear.
Throw yourself against a wall.
Almost busted the door.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're going to say this is... well, she does get to attack you on your turn.
Okay.
Because she gets that once per turn.
Because would it be if it's after I attack? Then
It's a
would be
counter attack, so she gets it
Before I
after
dodge.
you do. Yeah.
You just gotta arrange it so you dodge first and then you attack.
It's-
Technically speaking.
Can you do that, though? That doesn't seem right.
Their actions, so yes. It's weird, but yes.
Anyway, she
Yeah, I
didn't
don't know.
hit. But on her turn, you dodged. We're going to say this is the last round of combat you need to do. So she's going to throw everything into this.
She attempts to murder you.
16?
16 is a miss.
Ooh, you got lucky. Because she would have been adding an extra 3d6 to that.
Oof.
Going for that heavy hit.
Do I want to say it reveals some of my shark skin outfit because it did save me
So
wearing armor?
at this point, I'm going to
Sure,
say
most people do.
she fully committed. You managed to duck out of the way. She hit the wall and made a really big dent in the wall.
Is this area like on a second floor?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So to get out of the fight, just tumble to the floor below. Go over the
I
banister.
dodge it and I just
Go over the banister.
fall.
And
There
at
you
this
go.
point, her boss is yelling at her that not to damage the property because he has to
I
pay
want
for
to
that.
pay for this shit.
So she just lets you go.
Slip out the door.
Though she does look at you and kind of spit on the ground
Yeah.
as you're running away.
Not in the club! It's like double no-no in Asian countries.
Who says that this bodyguard is also Asian?
Well, no, you're in the country.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know
not
how the
have
laws
to
have
control.
changed, but even visiting Hong Kong, it's like you don't spit on the ground.
you know what?
Hong Kong and
But
Singapore.
that's Hong Kong. I don't know how that goes. One of those where I'm like applying one thing to a wider area.
Also,
and I
you know
don't
what?
know.
I'm not Vietnamese, so
It's
I
true.
don't know. And this is also fantasy future.
Yep.
So,
Culture evolves.
yeah.
It's true. It's all about spitting now.
There's been some globalization.
Yep.
We're all Westerners.
I mean, we're pushing that way with the way we export our media already. But
I probably spit in return after I get outside. I'm like, ugh, spitting out blood. she got me good.
well, you did a good job. We got what we came for. I've got Yuri's
She was tough.
info.
She's got something heavy. I was punching it. Nothing was getting through.
Of course. I mean, they don't want to get jumped in the street by some,
Punk.
Exactly. They're gonna come armed for bear.
Good thing I didn't actually come at her with a weapon. She probably would have gotten serious a lot sooner. I saw that last swing. That swing was serious.
Good thing it hit the wall.
Yeah.
Good thing it missed me. Barely.
Ducked right under it.
No, just a little to the left.
Oh yeah, that would have been hilarious. She would have hit you.
Yep.
While
Like,
you're in this.
it just dies.
Flutter. One shot kill. What the fuck is this?
There's a body in my room. And then we switch positions. We play from the role of Yuri and the bodyguard, and it turns into the whole. Oh God, what is it? Not Dude, Where's My Car, but the honeymoon one. Where they misplaced the bride.
Oh.
Or no, the groom.
Yeah, the
What was that
Hangover.
movie? The Hangover, yeah.
Oh.
We play The Hangover, but with a corpse.
Wouldn't it be Weekend at Bernie's by that point?
Yeah, basically. Depends on how comical it goes. I guess they're both comedies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hangovers.
Yeah.
Very much.
Yep.
Never seen it though.
I saw the first one. It was alright.
I just remember there's a tiger and there's the one teacher from a community was in there.
Mike Tyson's in it as well. I think.
Yeah. I know
It's been
that,
way
but
too
I've
long.
never seen the movie.
Yeah. Well, it was a fun movie facts. We've got what we need in terms of access. Facility site manager sounds pretty damn good to me. The only other one I'd worry about would be this Shinji Makamura fellow who...
Maybe they're
When you
cyber
put-
security.
Yeah, when you put specialist,
Is
it
it
raises
consultant?
questions. No, they're not in this case. If they're on the book, they aren't a consultant, usually. It's probably just another hexy specialist of some sort we're going to want to keep an eye out for.
How much would you want to dig into them, or would that raise too many flags, considering they're a specialist?
We've got their name. We might as well do a little bit of searching.
Okay. How you go about this? Are you trying to look at public records, or are you...
Public with a little bit of private. Private more so leaning into, like, residence and whatnot.
Okay.
So not going too deep. I'm just trying to figure out, like, do you live here locally? Can I get, like, birthplace, date of birth, that kind of generic, almost job application information?
You don't get much. He lives in a local enclave that's specifically Hexy employees. From what you can tell, he was almost raised by the company.
Checks out. Yeah, that's the joy of internals. Definitely not a contractor. Which means specialist is, or could put him
Been
or
through the
them
academy.
higher.
Kind of
He
a
also
thing.
seems kind of young, though.
But at least it's not someone. Well, it's not someone you can find an alias for.
Not somebody I'm going to worry too much about at the moment, but when we get in there, we're going to want to keep eyes and ears out for. Okay, we've got the access codes from the site manager. That should be able to get us into most locations relatively quickly. They're probably going to have physical security as well as digital security when it comes to protecting prisoners, because it's usually best to do both. On the off chance an errant hacker gets in and just decides to open doors for the hell of it, the master lock does wonders. That's what the handgun will be for.
How much is a silencer?
You don't buy silencer.
Oh,
Certain weapons are just
so
silenced.
certain weapons are silenced.
Yep.
Oh,
Could get a pillow. That'll help a little bit. Like a passive DC of 8.
Like a lot of blade money for something. Straight to the eyes.
I've got enough money to spend the night at a decent hotel.
Well, you do have some
Digs here.
some safe locations that are buried under aliases, so they should still be okay. So you got some places to crash. I mean, you guys aren't exactly new at this.
Yep.
Are we going to strike in the morning, or when are we going to do this? Before shift change?
Before a
In the
shift
middle?
change. We want to get in there before they're about to change. That way we can hopefully time things so if we want to, we can wait for the shift change to end and then proceed. Or if we want to use the fact that there are twice as many people there and cause some sort of larger distraction, that's twice as many people to slip out with.
You also know that from the plans, from the warehouse blueprints that you looked up, there's 4 possible entrances. There's at least 2 regular-sized doors.
Mhm.
There's the vehicle bay door.
And then our fourth and final.
And then there's what looks like a sewer entrance.
I mean, that's the easiest way in. It also tends to have the most automated security because people don't like being down there.
You can get past the automated security pretty fine. Right.
Yep. Then it just comes down to whatever else happens to live down there.
If we can get in through the sewers, then at least it might flag the codes as like being a little strange. But if there's an entrance,
Well, you know that if you're going to come up through the sewers, you're not going to use a code to get in.
We'll crack any security if we need to, but most of the time utilities are less protected. However, once we're inside, they're going to be relatively limited, so we would fall back on the site manager's access codes.
let's see.
Anything to reduce the time between first use and exit. Because the more time we give them, the more likely they're going to figure out something's wrong.
Because that'd be funny if he's not supposed to work that day. It's like, oh, he came in extra. Huh.
It buys us a benefit. Let's see. What else can we do? Okay. Yeah, that wouldn't be too bad. Worth a try at the very least. I can go in and keep a majority of their... Well, yeah, I can keep a majority of their video cameras seeing me as our site manager. If we want to try to get him while he's out, I can spoof any camera to see me in case they could see through the invisibility. Then it just comes down to somebody figuring out that the guards can't see me, but the cameras can, to start raising some questions.
Mm-hmm. And you're with the new bodyguard.
That feels like the easiest thing to pull off, honestly.
Do they have a uniform?
Probably.
I mean,
Could we get our hands on it?
the bodyguard you fought had a
Mhm.
suit.
You got a suit? You want to buy a
And-
suit?
And what was his name?
Yuri?
Yuri. Yes, he definitely wore a suit, a finely tailored one.
Yeah. I'm not going to worry about that because I could just look like whatever.
Because you're invisible. But I guess it'd be for the cameras.
Exactly. Which means I'm going to get you security credentials. So to anybody else, you're just another guard. To the cameras, you are the bodyguard. Which means we're going to be dealing with a bit of a tighter timer if they start actually asking guards, hey, what's up with... Oh, yeah, they're with them, and then, whoops.
There's a suit walking around, but you know. And then there's 2 people.
I mean, I will tell you that if he is there and they see you walking around as him, that will raise alarms.
That's why.
Yeah, especially if it's not supposed to be there. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, especially if security knows he's like in his office,
Yeah.
or they see him twice on 2 different cameras.
It's the.
That's why I'd say wait till he's in the club.
Yeah.
Because we know he'll get off at some point. And we at least have a vague idea of when that would be since we've bumped into the club once before.
I mean,
that
yes,
we-
you
yeah.
could do that, but again, that's going to raise suspicions because he's not supposed to be there.
Yeah.
It's common knowledge that he goes to the club every night.
Then we can just play it straight. You try to be stealthy. I disable systems as we go.
That sounds fine to me.
Hope we find what we're looking for rather quickly.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to need another SMG to deal with all the bodies. I'm just going to guess. There were a lot of people heading in and out of that place.
Okay, so bring extra ammo. Got it.
I mean, honestly, you would think that the security force is not all that big, and that most of these people are just normal people working there.
But for one versus many,
yeah. I mean, if bullets start flying, most of these people are just going to get the hell out of there.
Aside from the security forces.
I mean,
but, yeah.
they're just normal civilians. And the place isn't real big, so there isn't a lot of people.
Well, let's get into the sewers then.
Alright. In we go.
Okay.
I don't have a swim speed. Do we have to swim?
Did you make any preparations for the sewers?
I've got money. I'm half tempted to be like,
well,
some sort of bodysuit so I don't smell like ass when I get out of it.
Well, you could do that, but you could also get a map of the sewers.
Yeah, we're definitely going to do that.
Yeah.
Just in terms of like where can we enter, where can we exit, to make sure we actually exit inside the warehouse.
Because you also know these sewers are cleaned by gray goo.
Yes. We're going to want ways around green goo. Or gray goo. Which I guess is technically a robot.
It's more like a nanoswarm, I guess.
Yeah.
But at this point,
you interact with it like a robot for hacks, right?
At this point,
that's the question.
You're just going to need to get out of there before it catches you.
It's not too undoable.
Yeah, it could be worse.
Mechanically, I can tell you that if you go this route, it's going to start a chase. Which, how I'm doing this is like, we talked about the 4th edition skill checks.
Mm-hmm.
You tell me what you're doing, make the skill check. Either the first 3 failures or the first 3 successes determines the winner of the chase. And also, you get a bonus because you did map the sewers for each roll.
Do you have some good things you can use? Because I don't have a lot I'm jumping to.
Athletics, survival.
Stealth, mechanics, and maybe computers. Maybe streetwise. That feels like pushing it.
I got a few things.
Worth a shot.
I mean, what skills do you have?
Stealth, computers, mechanics, social science, and streetwise. That's why I'm looking at it and going like, I can see stealth.
Yeah.
Computers is a maybe in terms of like what automated systems are down there. Are there grates and stuff we can close?
I'd say this thing kind of runs off of sensors in the sewers that detect blockages, which it would count you as. So stealth and computers would probably work as a skill check.
Works for me.
And we're basically going to be back and forth. You can skip your turn.
If we only need 3, and if you start, we're perfectly fine.
So, if you start...
Drive.
Most
drive a good car.
If you start, at most it's going to be 5, so you'll only have 2 anyway.
Oh, we're doing a total of 5 rolls.
Yes.
Okay.
First to 3 winning wins.
Yeah. Then in theory, I'll only need to roll once. Because you're not going to fail, right? You won't fail. Alright, Marid, let's go.
Okay, so first, what skill are you using?
Well, I mean, we start off quiet, right? You don't just start running.
Well, we could start booking it until we find it. Either or works.
Well, tell me a skill you want to use, and I can help you come up with a way to use it.
First, I'll go with athletics. So we're trying to push through until we maybe catch wind that the goo is close by.
You said you had survival, right?
I do have survival.
So that might be a good way to start off. You're looking for the best, most efficient route.
I'll go with survival.
Okay.
18.
Nice.
With bonuses, I'd say that a hit.
Okay.
Okay, that's one success. Now,
I'm probably going to approach it from the computer's point of view, try to bring down sensors or
Okay,
more likely
so
trigger other blockages.
yeah, so I'd say you'd be triggering other blockages to kind of divert it away from you.
Even on a 1, that's an 11. Oh.
Okay, that's a fail.
Do we count this as a security system?
No.
Alright, no go then. There's our nat 1.
So, basically what you're looking for is a 20,
Okay,
but you do get +2 to each roll.
Oh.
gotcha. So we're looking at 18s.
I mean,
It's a rough roll.
honestly, I'm just kind of making this up.
Well, it's only hard on the survival being only a +4, but it's +6, so it's not something. I felt like there was like a dog or a cat, but that's clearly not.
Nope.
Anything.
It is a computer.
Just a hairball.
Yeah, it is a computer's role, but the
Doesn't
skill
that
only
count?
applies to
Specifically only on security
systems.
Yep. It is specifically called Security Slicer.
Oh.
So it is designed specifically to only work on system security.
Yeah, this isn't security.
So now that our blockage is now in our current position, I'll
Yep.
try to get us stealth so that we avoid detection.
You fool, run!
You can do athletics or stealth.
I'll do stealth. Okay, that's fine. That's a 24 with
Okay.
the +2.
Okay, you're at 2 and 1.
Okay.
Back to you.
So stealth is off the table now.
I mean, if you want to... Let's see, you did stealth. What else you got?
Mechanics, social sciences, and streetwise.
I'll say-
Streetwise to know some, like, urban
How this
myths
thing
on how to
operates.
avoid gray goo.
I'll say you can do mechanics there to try to short one out and maybe divert it that way.
Like, short a sensor
Yeah.
that we're in. Worth a shot.
Feed it the wrong food.
Yep. 8 and 8 is 16, plus 2 is 18. No go.
I did not expect this to be this hard for you guys.
You said it at 18. On average, I have a +8 in skills. So
Yeah.
you're looking for a 50-50.
Yeah.
So you have set up a skill check where... God, can I run the math quick enough? It's a 50-50 chance
5 times.
5 times. You only need 3 successes, so it's really 3...
3 out of 5. So
Yep.
you should basically be a
It's like 60%.
60.
Yeah. Which is still kind of rough.
It's
okay.
Because statistics, but...
You shorted off the thing, and now it's like, oh, we need to clean up this short. Now we need to book it. Athletics.
There we go.
Natural 1.
Hey!
Okay,
I'm going with the streetwise approach. And
actually that's 5.
Yeah.
Is that 5 already?
'Cause I rolled
We
3
did
times.
start with you, yeah, that's true. Yep. Yep.
Okay, so this went kind of badly, but you did manage to get out of the Grey Goo's grasp and kind of up a ladder so it's not under the entrance grate, so it's not actively hunting you right now.
Okay.
But you did take some damage. Say 2d8.
Oh, nice. I'm down to 7.
It does. No, you're not wearing armor.
Nope.
But armor reduction does help.
Even if I was, it would only be reinforced clothing, which I don't think has.
No, I don't think it does.
No.
Yeah, it's just like a AC plus 1 or 2.
This is why you buy armor.
I don't have money for it.
Not all the armor even has.
Most armor in the light category doesn't have DR.
No, it doesn't. But
And at most it would be 2, but that would be
Yeah, there's
almost
one
all
with
my
4.
money. Yeah, but that's
A lot.
very expensive. Even if we pooled our money, I don't think we could have gotten that one.
Oh, I could.
You could have?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe not as expensive as I thought. But then would you have had a gun?
I have an SMG, which was real cheap.
Gotcha.
I
Okay,
mean,
check
you
that.
spend all your money becoming invisible, so...
Yeah.
Yep. That was the goal. And I
Yeah,
succeeded.
level 4 is when you get like 100,000 or something. So
Yeah.
Yeah, you could...
It
you
took
could
a
buy-
lot of my money.
You
but-
can buy some decent armor if you don't want to be extravagant anywhere else.
Yeah. The gun was expensive. The cloaking was expensive. Mostly the upgrades, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Cognitive boost
Yeah,
is not cheap.
It took like 2/3 of my money, and then like then a Dex software upgrade was like the last bit. And then
Yeah.
again.
I feel like the boosters are like 25 or 30. They're a good chunk of change.
Because the stat boost is only like 15.
Oh, okay.
Too bad.
Okay. So, you're kind of up on the ladder. The gray goo has passed. You look at this thing, and not only is there a mechanical lock, but there's a security laser grid.
Ooh, nice.
So we have to Resident Evil over this, don't we?
No.
Okay. Thank
I'm going to
God.
disable the grid. This is what I do for a living.
Not going to make me
damn it.
circus over these lasers.
I mean, if you
Okay.
want to, go ahead.
I mean-
and I will follow after.
I mean, this
Disable.
this
Yep.
grate is only big enough for a medium humanoid to get through, so you're not going to get through the laser grid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah. I will probably just pull a disable security hack and
That would definitely work in this
spend
instance.
some resources. Okay, so I have to make a intelligence computer's ability check versus the security DC for the hack to take place. I'm out of ones, right? No more ones? 10 and 10 is 20.
Yeah.
I'll take it. Are we considering them all one object?
No.
Cool.
And
We'll pick the middle ones and work
no,
from
the
there.
security grid is one object. So
Okay, perfect.
yeah.
But the mechanical lock is mechanical and cannot be hacked. So
Crack, crack.
that would be a mechanics check.
Mechanics?
Do you
I'll
also
take
have
it.
that? Because
No.
I have that.
I don't have mechanics. I was just
Alright.
using Dex.
Gonna take out my makeshift lockpicks. Definitely don't have any, so
I mean, there's no
Well-
tools in this book.
yeah. I've got a spy pack, so we'll say I've got enough stuff in there that I've got something that works. 18. With a
Yep.
flat 10. All good 10s. Good dice.
Yes, where were those when you was escaping the goo?
They would have been just enough, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. Pop that hatch open.
Okay, you get into what looks to be a machine room. There's maybe a boiler in here for heating. Definitely some coolant tanks.
Should we follow the coolant?
We're
We
here
don't
for
have any-
people, not machinery. If need be,
Where can we find a map?
that's a good question. I've got this one, and then I'll share again the image that I got from the public side of things of
Yeah.
the very vague map.
Yeah,
I
like
got this
said,
one.
How do we get an internal map?
We make one.
We make one,
Yeah,
not
because
find one.
I mean, if they have them,
Yeah.
sure, but I'm not expecting them to have a lot posted. We can look.
I mean, you can. You have a spy pack, right?
Yep.
I imagine that has a telescoping mirror, so you can
Probably.
get a good look at what's outside this door with that.
Without having to actually open it.
Yeah.
We should have seen if the manager had a map in his brain.
I'm not that good yet.
That would have definitely took more than.
Yeah. That's like editing or reading memories, which not my bag at the moment.
Well, maybe not his memories, but if there's like if there's one in his daemon.
I mean, no. He does not have a building map instead.
Might be simple enough. He's not worried about it.
I mean,
security reasons as well.
For him, he knows where he needs to go, and that's not everywhere.
All right.
And also, there's signage in this place.
Yeah, enough to get you where you're going most of the time. So yeah, we'll pop the little scope out, look through one of the nearby doors,
Did Spider
try to get a good view.
Where they were?
No, we don't even know who we're hauling. So if we find multiple, we're hauling all of them out of here.
So, you don't really see much. No people in this hall. There are a few security cameras at the corners, but they do move, so they do have blind spots.
We can time this.
Yes.
We can time it, and it still looks so mundane, doesn't it? Except for all the coolant they're hauling in.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to push too hard, admittedly. You know what? Now is probably a good time to start using my specially acquired skill, GeneFunk. There it is.
Okay, what does that do?
Alright, concentration up to 10 minutes. You can hack directly into audiovisual feeds such as a camera or somebody else's eyes and ears. You can see and hear a particular target you choose. If you prefer not to directly live stream the AV feed, you can have it uploaded to a cloud for later. Target must make a wisdom saving throw to avoid the hack.
Okay, you know that might work.
Mm-hmm.
You also know that these might not be wireless networked.
It's true. In which case, get me underneath it, problem solved.
This is a CC system.
Yep. Get me underneath it, problem solved.
Will they detect your invisibility?
That depends on the camera.
Yeah.
If they're
How
pulling...
high-tech do we think they are?
Hard to tell from looking at it.
I mean,
anything can technically go IR
does not
if they don't have the right filters in place.
does not look terribly expensive. So there's that. But like you said, it's hard to tell.
Yep. So even if we've got the cameras, do we have spots that we could potentially hide from said cameras in the hallway?
Yes. Like I said, they are moving, so
And-
there are blind spots.
And
you
mostly at
just-
the corners.
You just have to time it right.
Cool.
Mechanically, this is going to work as a stealth roll.
Both need to make it, or just...
Yeah.
Yep.
If you're going to be walking the hallways, yes. And the stealth roll will also be you avoiding security, noticing them first, and making the appropriate moves to not be noticed.
We could do this, right?
Might as well try. Alright. My goal at this point is I want to get to a camera that is not in view of another camera.
Okay.
The goal will then be to get underneath it and then splice into the CCTV network through GeneFunk to then be able to get some views of the place.
Okay, so there's one of the... This hall kind of tees off at each end. And there's a camera at each corner. So it's like... okay, so you have a wall here, and this is the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
There's a camera here and a camera here, and they're moving back and forth.
So doing full sweeps of it. Okay. And we can potentially get under there since it doesn't take very long to actually get into it, to splice in.
Yeah, you figure you can do that.
Yeah.
But you will have to make a stealth roll to time it right.
Yep. Let's give it a go. Together, not at all. Oh, that's looking good. It's 23? Hold on. 22.
15.
Nice.
You got it. You both made it.
Yeah, plus 8.
I got plus up. Didn't quite get the dex plus 6.
Yeah, that was thanks to the Damon upgrade.
Oh, nice.
Plus 2 X.
That was tempting. Alright, so underneath it, I'm going to burn, what, my Second hack of the day.
So I'm gonna say with your data port and this camera, you can kind of make it work.
Yeah, do a direct line in effectively and splice into it.
Yeah. Because it most definitely is not wireless.
Yep. All right. Then we will follow that feedback.
Okay, so what are you looking for?
Basically looking to just get a general layout of the facility.
Okay, you get a general layout. You know about where the security room is.
Damon can probably map it real fast.
Yeah.
With the camera footage.
Yeah. You've seen a security force of what looks like 9.
That's a lot.
And there is one other person besides those 9 security guards that looks a little better equipped.
That's probably head of security, Hitomi.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do we find any kid or younger folk on cameras?
Just normal janitors and stuff, workers. Also, there is a heavily locked door called Alpha 4.
I think we've got our target. We either go directly there or we go to the security station and wreak havoc first. From my point of view, I'm kind of tempted to say we just head there first. We just have to deal with the fact that there's a camera in front of a heavily locked door.
Can we pause the feed, or are you just tapping in and looking in?
I can take it out, but anybody monitoring the systems, it's going to be pretty obvious.
Yeah.
So
it'd be in the last moment, but in the last moment, you can't really do because you're not upped into it right now.
You know
At
that
point.
if you get to the security room and take it...
we could do anything there.
Yeah, you could lock and unlock doors, potentially trapping people. You could do
Just
anything you
disable
want with the cameras.
Yep.
And turn off any alarms.
It sounds like the safer option, but it does mean we're going to
Spend more time here.
get a little dirty,
Yeah.
probably.
You've also noticed that the camera in front of door Alpha 4 has not moved. It does not sweep at all.
Yep. That's the one we would just hard disable, which would then mean they would come investigate, which would... I'm guessing the door has a number of locks we would need to get through.
It does look pretty hefty.
Yep. Unless you brought explosives, I think security station's going to be the better choice.
I mean, yes, but also that would alert them because they're explosives.
Yep. But trying to hack it the other way will probably get detected as well. So security station seems like the safer route at that point.
You also notice that, no, these cameras do not have any IR. They're just
That's
regular
good.
cameras. That being said, even if you were invisible and
The
got
door
the door
has
open,
to open. Yeah.
the door has to open.
Yep. So, we've got 2 ways of running this. I go take care of the door, and the moment it starts opening, disable security. That gets them curious. They go to look. We have to be out of here real fast.
Real fast.
The other option, we go to security first. We shut things down there. We lock down the facility. A backup team will likely be summoned because they've dumped a lot of money into this place. And we hope we don't have a repeat of last time. That we get
And
out
backup security
on
will be
time.
pretty heavy if
Yeah.
it's behind that door.
Hexy response units are armored. That being said, quick in, quick out.
Back through the sewers.
Probably be the best route at this point. Heading out on the streets at this time of day, not the brightest idea.
It's pretty dark out. I'm assuming.
I mean, are you doing this at night?
I'm assuming like midday.
Midday? Okay, yeah, it's pretty bright out.
Early. At some point in time where Yuri's not quite in yet, but would likely be coming in shortly. So like, I don't know, 7 in the morning. If he's coming in for an 8 a.m. to...
He probably comes to
Fire
them about
shift.
noon because he's hungover.
Perfect. Then yeah, we're probably looking at like 10.
Okay, well,
I mean,
when he's supposed to be
Yeah.
here.
I mean,
Yeah.
like I said, this guy is a very middle management type, so
Yep.
nobody really expects him to do anything.
Very
In this
hands-off.
post, he really doesn't have to do anything.
Yep. So what do you think? From my point of view, I'm looking at it and going, security's...
Do you think our credentials will get us through that door? Or
No.
No.
That looks like a special project. That looks like something that Shinji would be responsible for. The site manager, as we've seen and heard, isn't really involved in a lot of the day-to-day activities outside of just management, so I
He's
would
the
not
one
expect.
who fires people, not.
Fires, hires, and just manages.
Yep.
Yep. He's the cover for what's really going down here, which seems to be a black site, which is weird to have in the middle of a city, but it's hexy for you.
The worry that has me is if we go to security, even if we take out, like, Itomi or something, then we get the eyes of this Shinji, which may be almost a worse.
For all we know, Shinji's in that security room right now. Well, not the security room, the project room. So
It's
we
if
might
they're-
have to face him anyways.
You did not see him on any of the cameras or anybody that looked like they could be him.
Yeah. No, there weren't any youngins here.
I mean, the
So-
security guards looked very security.
Mhm.
The woman that looked better equipped.
Looked head of security.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, yeah, that's the two ways I look at it. Either we make our way to the project directly, you let me work my magic, and the moment we open it, I take the camera down, or honestly, we just bust it. You shoot it, whatever, as soon as that door starts opening, and we just go hot from there. Or we head to security, we do our best to lock off areas, give ourselves a means of egress, and go from there. One definitely feels a bit safer, but it's going to take a little more work.
I think once that door opens, it's going to be hot sooner or later.
Yeah. So do you want to be better prepared, or do you want to run like hell? After what we've been through last time, prepared didn't do a good job, run like hell did.
You do not know what this prisoner's shape is, what kind of shape
Nope.
this prisoner's in either. So you don't know if they're capable of running like hell.
We're going to have to play it by ear, but
So that sounds like security station to me. Because I would prefer we take the safer route when we have more unknown variables.
okay. Then let's head to security.
Okay. With your stealth checks, I'm gonna say you can just get there fairly easy. Door's not locked, so you can just go in if you want.
Could we use that camera again to, like, see if there's people on the other
I
side?
have
There's-
to splice a new one.
No,
there's
like,
no-
like your splitter
the-
cell.
The optical wire camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
slide that under the door just
yeah,
to
because
check.
there's no cameras inside the security.
Yeah. We'll slide that under the door to check.
Okay, yeah. You see a man, or he's pretty young, sitting at the security terminal, doing some things, just monitoring stuff and inputting stuff and maybe communicating once in a while.
I'll send you a quick message of Shinji. Get in the mech, Shinji!
I mean, if you wanted to do a stealth roll, go in there and shoot him in the back of the head.
It's kind of tempting.
I mean, you could be invisible.
Yep. Get in the body bag, Shinji. Do you know how many people say that? Clink, clink.
I will
This is
definitely.
workplace harassment. I quit.
I mean, I will definitely let you coup de grace this guy if you can do a.
Yeah,
stealth
if he's
roll.
focused on computers. Admittedly, not really my style, but
I can be the one.
I mean,
if you want to do it, go ahead. But, like, yeah, not my style.
Okay.
So this is all, like, quick digital conversation we're having.
I mean, you can't be invisible, so it's going to be a little bit harder for you.
You just gotta get behind there and be real quiet.
just be good at stealth.
Yep. I will definitely draw my gun to be ready, but I'm pushing too many liquids. Whee.
So are they sitting like facing the door, or are they sitting
No,
like?
the door is like here, and then the control panel is like on the wall this way, and they're sitting in front of the control panel.
Okay.
So they could pick you up in peripheral vision, so that's going to make the stealth roll harder than if you were invisible.
This definitely seems more my style, at least.
But yeah, if you totally want to just gank this guy, you do see that he does have a 9mm handgun.
Okay. Well, I'll go in.
Okay, what kind of weapon are you using to kill this guy?
I'll probably use a knife.
Okay, just like a regular knife.
Yeah. I didn't have enough for anything like a auto blade knife. But so, if you want me to go in, I'll clean this up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a lot of other options, unfortunately. I can make him feel pain.
Oh God! Oh,
ow!
headache!
Oh. Yep. No, I mean, yeah, I could have ended up in his position. It's a little close to home, so if you want to do it, I would appreciate that.
Oh, God, yes. 26.
Doesn't notice you at all.
Just get that knife in.
Knifed.
So you skewer the knife through his throat and just pull it forward. And the carefully designed hacker that you wanted is now dead.
Mission accomplished.
Hopefully they weren't our hostage.
I don't think that's not a hostage.
That was definitely the security specialist.
Yep. You don't put a hostage in your security hub.
To be fair, I only do like a D6 plus 6 damage.
I mean, it's 12 damage at... So, doing max damage at critical rates, that's 18 damage. He has 33 hit points.
You take a couple, then you action surge and stab him again. It turns into a mess.
I mean...
I freak out and try to hurt him, and eventually we get him.
Coup de grace are more narratively
Yes.
interesting if you just let them do it.
Yeah.
Just let it happen.
Mr. Hacker. You weren't in the door. It's okay. It's
Good night, sweet prince.
I mean, I gave him a plus 10 bonus to passive perception, and he still managed
rolled
it.
an 18 with a plus 8.
Yeah. No, that seems like a fair check. Yeah.
Because he has 11 passive perception, and I gave him plus 10.
Yeah.
Because it was you. I would have gave him plus 5, because you're opening a door that shouldn't be open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just too zoned in the moment.
Yeah. But yeah, he just does not notice you, and you...
Stealth is my forte,
Strong suit.
so...
Yep. All right. I'm going to get in there and start looking at the security systems we've got here.
So you close the door, I assume, and
Yep.
throw poor Shinji in a corner.
Yep.
Can you get anything out of his data port, or is it going to be too...
Oh, I don't dive into the dead. That's bad news.
If you say so. He probably has the codes to get through that door, though.
Well, a daemon is partially biological, so it's no longer active, really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, things start to crumble exceedingly fast when somebody dies. Being in there for any amount of time is exceedingly dangerous. Something that would be a last line of defense. Desperate action. We're in good enough position that we can effectively lock down the base and break it open the old-fashioned way. We're going to leave all the cameras on. Nobody's watching them effectively, right?
This is a security system, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you get a 10 no matter what on your dice roll.
Well, technically a 6. If I roll a 6, it's a 6. If I roll a 5 or lower, it's a 10.
Yeah, 6
To further confuse.
6 to 9
is my new lowest.
Yeah.
And
So
you're
at
a
minimum,
I'm a plus 10.
So
Minimum
you're
16.
plus 10 for,
Yeah. Minimum 16.
for a computer.
Yep.
Yeah, you don't even need to roll for this.
Yeah, especially being at the operator's helm, I would assume
So-
that makes it a bit easier.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, it was only a DC 10.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, you can cut off communications.
Check.
So
We're going to do that.
there is no communication to the outside to send alarms for reinforcements.
Yep. Definitely going to cut that.
You can lock and unlock doors, so you can make yourself a path.
That sounds like a great idea. I'm trying to think if there's any other creative ways to do that. Well, we've got access to the cameras, so we'll check and see where all the guards are.
So, yeah,
and
you
we
can-
will create a safe passage from project to the sewer access.
So, with this computer system, you can have an active time map of where everybody is on it.
Perfect.
So, yeah.
Can we have that information being sent to you, like, directly? Or do you have to be hardlined in the whole time?
Yeah. Is this a pure hardline system, or do they have any sort of wireless interface?
No, it's hardline.
Okay. So if one of us stays here, they can act as the wireless interface to the other person, but that's it.
Yeah, we should have.
Also, you can
We can make ourselves a path.
you can
and-
shut off alarms as well.
Yeah. Can I just eject everybody else's credentials? That way, if we lock a door, they can't just go unlock.
Well, this has override to.
So it's got like a security override that goes, yeah, I don't care if you've got the key card.
Yeah.
Got it.
So-
Don't even have to worry
hard
about it.
lockdown.
So it's either you don't lock anything, you don't block anybody's credentials, or you will lock out everybody's credentials.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good to me. Yeah, let's wait for that perfect moment where we've given ourselves a network between security, between Alpha Project, and between access to the sewer,
Okay.
where all of that is empty of guards. And if there happens to be like warehouse personnel there, that's not as big an issue, but if
I mean-
possible, keep them out of the way.
I mean, yeah, you can. At this point, I'll have you roll a luck check to see if you
Sure.
get any civilians.
13.
Okay.
Some may call that unlucky.
So there's a few, so you might want to
Still be careful about it.
be careful because they possibly could see your faces if you're worried about that.
Well, not mine.
But they're not going to try to stop you or anything. They don't
Oh,
get
yeah.
paid enough for that.
Exactly. Nobody gets paid enough to actually stop a robber nowadays.
At
unless
this
they're, like,
point, we
bank
don't
security.
have to. We can just be casual and just act like we belong here because it's not like we have to run into security or
Oh, they're very quickly going to realize those doors aren't opening for them.
security, but
And regular personnel.
Mm-hmm. That being said,
Once we start this, it's going to be very clear
yeah.
that we just need to get there, get who's ever in there out, and be on our way. Let's move fast.
Okay.
Hustle time.
So you managed to get to room Alpha 4. I assume you shut off the cameras.
Yeah, make sure they're not actually recording anything.
Yeah, okay.
There's no AI attached to them, anything like that.
Yeah.
Um,
So you've shut off the cameras. You've cut like the hard line for any
communication.
to go out.
And locked down all doors, creating a hallway for us, effectively.
And any civilians left in this hallway that you've created are going to see how heavily armed you guys are and just run the other way.
How heavily armed you are.
Oh, yeah.
There was a one... Actually, what is your character's gender or presentation?
They're probably pretty hand-drawn, so...
Okay. It was a one-person army. The way I like it. And then there was just this, like, blood dripping every now and then. It was weird.
They're heavily armed. They only have like a knife and an SMG.
It was enough.
But that knife was bloody.
You don't ask questions of somebody who has a bloody knife.
I mean, you have an SMG. That's more than enough to
Oh, yeah.
get
Even
these
that-
poor bastards. I mean,
Nope.
they're making minimum wage at best.
Yep.
Whatever that may be in this future hellscape.
So you just hustling, or are you yelling at people like face down in the dirt so they don't stare at you too long?
Get back to your rooms.
I can't.
But the door's locked.
Let me out. Try harder as you're raising the gun. Just mercilessly harass these people. Oh yeah, I mean I'm golden. I'm gonna be invisible for most of this. I'm gonna get to that door. I'm gonna start opening it.
Okay.
So any questions on visibility come down to you and how you want to interact with people.
So you realize this door does not run off the same security system that others do. It's still, all the security features are active, and
Private
it does
grid.
take codes. However, you also realize that this is kind of a two-factor authorization door. You need both Kusaragi and Nakamoto's code.
Ooh, interesting.
However, it can be hacked.
Yep. Give me some time. I got this.
Is one of them a dead man?
Even the best two-factor can be bypassed.
So,
It's just a matter of time.
So if you want to do an unlock hack, you can do that. Otherwise, it's going to be a mechanics hack.
I'm looking for unlock real quick. Why do you keep getting on the table, Kitty? Down. One action instantaneously. Choose an electronically locked object that you can see within range. The object can be a door, box, safe, padlock, or other object containing a digital or an electronic lock that prevents access. If the object has multiple locks, only one is unlocked. You must succeed an intelligence computer's ability check against the lock DC for this hack to take effect. Crack, set to it. So, how many locks are we looking at?
Just the one.
Just the one? Cool. This is a security system, so if I roll below 6, it's a 10. Oh, that's not bad. That's a 15, so that's a 25.
Yeah, you managed to unlock it. It was kind of tough, but it worked. Okay.
Let's hold this thing open.
It's opening without me pulling it. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, that's weird.
Good thing there's no camera here. Just a bunch of the workers have like followed out of curiosity. What's going on here? Go away. But it's interesting.
You know what they called?
Center of
You
attention.
know what they said about the cats?
Yeah.
Love you have like just a little white spot just where
Mm-hmm.
the necklace is, so it's
Perfect little like floof.
like
An undershirt.
a little
V-neck.
background color for it.
Okay, you get in. And you find the room itself is of good size, and it's mostly dominated by a cell of some sort. The cell itself is shielded against wireless signals, so to make it impossible for the occupant to connect to even the internal network of the facility. There is a console there that looks almost archaic. It has 2 hard lines running into the cell. You can only assume that one is for input to the console and the other is for output. This configuration seems that more data can be sent into the cell than received from the cell. It also looks very sophisticated and expensive. However, the most interesting thing about the console is, although it has its own user interface, there are physical data ports, allowing one to plug in, so to speak. Seems to be a more recent addition to the system. One even might say an aftermarket upgrade.
So are you going to jack in, or are we going to use the...
I mean, we just need to open up and let whoever's in there out,
I wonder if they know
presumably.
how to get out. But
Well, presumably there's a way into the cell, another door or a window or something.
Let's see.
Start machine gunning the bars. Hail of lead going everywhere.
Now did I write that? This door, it does have an opening, so it can be opened. However, it is very sophisticated, with at least 4 locks, and possibly other security.
they spent all their money in this room.
Although, you could use shape charges if you bought them. I did make stuff for that.
It is tempting.
I'll go to the kiosk and I'll just
First, write hello.
You can.
Oh, God. Yes.
Yes!
Question mark?
Does intonation cross this?
It's the... Maybe they think we're the normal visitors so far.
I mean, tell them we're not.
So,
I'll start
after
working on the
you
locks.
write yes, question mark, the message comes up. Nakamoto would have used the data ports. Nobody else would come here.
Oh yeah, we're certainly not him.
Nope.
You're the ones I've sent for.
This is weird.
I'm working on the locks.
This is Spider.
That's who.
Spider is
How
like
do you know that?
They hired us
Yeah, but how do you know it's Spider?
because she just said you've come for me because I've sent for you.
Oh, I missed that last part.
Do you have a way to get out, or there's a lot of locks?
I'm afraid you're going to have to open the cell.
Working
Do you
on it.
know a way? Do you know where the keys are stored?
That would require 2-factor authorization from Nakamoto and Kusaragi.
One of those is dead.
Working on it. Actually, no. Kusaragi isn't dead. Kusaragi is the security chief. Not the specialist who you murdered.
So, do we have only one of the keys of the 2 keys?
Okay, so... Yeah, one just won't work.
Okay.
So, what are you doing with the door?
We're hacking our way in at this point.
Okay, so how are you opening it?
I am probably dropping the rest of my unlocks on the digital side of things.
Okay, you're going to have to use 4 spell slots.
Yep.
And you're
Like I
gonna have
said,
to
the
roll-
rest.
And you're going to have to roll for each of them.
Yep. Which means we'll probably be falling back on mechanics or guns at some point. Alright, so, first. It is a security system, so that gets to count as a 10, so that is a 20.
Okay, that's good. 1 unlocks.
Ooh, that's an 18.
Nothing.
Okay. 2 to go. Damn, that's a 6. It's giving me the exact numbers I'm not looking for. And a natural 20. Beautiful. Oh no, that's a 7.
Yeah.
Why did they...
It's right next to it, though, right?
No. Where's the other one? I was trying to find the other one. Because it... With the lighting... Yeah, I only caught an edge of it and it looked like it. So it'd be a 17. Nope, we're going mechanical on
So,
one of these.
you managed to unlock one, and you noticed as soon as you did this, it sent an alert out, but you think it only went to the security room, so you should be fine.
Fingers crossed.
One of
Either
us-
way, we're hurrying.
Well, one of us should have stayed in that security room, then maybe.
No, we need to stick together through stuff like this.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. The alert probably said something like, "Hey, Sanji, the door's being..."
Hey.
I'm just like keeping Spider up to date. Like, yeah, they're getting the logs done. See, they already got one done.
Yep. We're switching to mechanical at this point.
It is taking longer than the first one took.
There's more locks.
I know.
Oh, there's the actual natural 20 for a 28 on mechanics.
Okay, you do kind of short out the lock and get it to open.
Okay. Halfway there. Nope, that's a 12.
Oof.
Okay, so since you're using mechanics and you're
Mhm.
basically using tools to short this out, I'm gonna say you take a D6 of electrical damage for that.
Ooh, fun.
So it's only 2 damage.
Okay. There we go. I mean, back at it, I guess.
2 left.
2 left. Total of 20.
That works.
12 on dice. Last run, hopefully. Oh yeah, that's 19 on dice, so
Yeah, it works.
27, I think, if I did my math right. Child. Yeah, I know. Stay. Wait.
So you got the locks disengaged, and this kind of opens like a vault door.
Mm-hmm. The big swing.
Yeah. So you get that open, and all you see inside is a server. Then all of a sudden, in AR, stereotypical femme fatale appears in an expertly cut evening gown. Ah, it's so great to be out of there.
Did we get hacked?
No. We're just being communicated with.
I am Chen Wu. I'm the one who sent my program to hire you.
Oh, so you aren't Spider, but you wrote Spider.
Yes.
I see. Well, miss, shall we get you out of here?
Yes. However, that's going to be a little bit of a, say, trust exercise.
Well, we're already trusting you for that vaccine or whatever.
Oh, I will definitely give it to you. I mean, I wrote it.
You wrote the vaccine, or you wrote the virus?
Both.
Oh. I kind of saw that.
Yep.
And I mean, it's the reason why she had... the
My only
vaccine.
question is, are you a scorpion or are you a frog?
I don't get the reference.
That's good. That's real good. So you can answer honestly.
Just don't sting me as we cross the river.
Are you calling me a scorpion? Motherfucker.
All right, now the gun's coming.
The invisible gun.
You'll never see it coming.
All you need is one hit and I'm down.
Auto. Wide spray.
As I said, it'd be, shall we say, a trust exercise.
Because I'm
will-
assuming you don't have a battery.
I don't have a body, so I'm going to have to, shall we say, piggyback on one of your daemons.
Not it.
In essence, I will be overriding it with myself.
double not it.
But not to worry,
Temporary or
just temporarily. I will make a copy of it, and I can easily restore it once I'm safely in the, digital world C? But we do need to...
delete. I'm like, oh wait, that won't help, will it?
No.
Get in. Oh wait.
I will tell you that I can offer you optimized functioning. You will receive a number of upgrades while I'm with you.
I don't think they want that. I don't think.
And I can
touch you
also
with a 10-foot pole.
I can also give you an upgrade when I leave.
Just gonna turn off the wireless function. I feel better all of a sudden.
But the choice is yours, as I'm sure you've heard. The patch that I have given you will only last a month.
They're being a little, well, not saying untrustworthy. We've been through a hard job, as you probably exactly know, and...
I do know, because you were set up
Yes.
by one of your own teammates.
Well, motherfucker, was it Craig?
God damn it! It was his birthday. Of course he set us up.
That
I
cake
only-
was for him.
I only know him as Agent Red. But, he works for Hexy. Or at least made a deal with them. They wanted somebody to test this, weapon on.
Well, you best be getting in, I guess. I'm the one giving you a piggyback ride.
Okay. So, she does that. And you receive the following. Damon Firewall, Hexy. +2 to save against mind hacks. Requires concentration. Motor chip Hexy, you already have that, so. Multitasking processor. An extra concentration slot. And a targeting computer, Hexy. +3 to all attack rolls.
Damn. Good stuff.
Currently plus 13 to shoot. So now I could spray.
Just headshots.
-4.
Yeah, even with those building -4s, like that almost gives you a full extra attack with a full auto. That's nice.
Yeah, because I already get the second shot free from recoil from if you two-hand it and +3 to strength. So its third shot is basically only a -1 at that point. From your
Not
normal.
bad.
No, from what you normally hit with.
Mm-hmm.
So then it would be 5. Which in this system is kind of hard. It's kind of hard versus some armor classes.
It's not
I mean,
a lot, but it can be
Versus
enough.
PC
Yeah.
armor classes.
I mean, if you want to mow down civilians, you can do like 3 in 1 round at this point.
Well,
Probably
even
like 5.
even PC armor classes, they don't tend to
Get too high. Yeah.
Yeah.
They want to focus more on damage reduction, which I think is a good idea.
Yeah, it's pretty standard for D&D. Not much above 18.
Yeah. Honestly, it's a good way to make sure the system doesn't run away with it.
Yeah. Like Pathfinder.
Yeah. You run in. It's my biggest problem with Pathfinder is that they basically gate content behind level, and it's like, yeah, it makes sense, but also it means you really have to like adhere to this system, otherwise stuff doesn't work.
Yeah. Well, I think she's in.
Yes.
Then let's get out of here.
Let's go.
Very well. Once you get me to a safe spot outside this facility, I'll be able to transfer into Digital World C. And then I will give you your reward. We can also talk more at that time.
Have you ever seen Grey Goo?
I'm not sure if I remember.
The 1982 movie Grey Goo, or did you mean?
Because we're heading to the sewers.
Down we go. Yeah, at this point, I would have like shut off as much of my systems as I can. Just me and my daemon having a nice personal conversation.
I like you better. I
Okay.
didn't want to get rid of you, Dave.
Okay, so again, you're gonna have to be out of here before the Grey Goo chases you. However, since you did use this way to come in, I'm giving you a free success on your chase.
Won't be enough.
So you only need 2.
Well, then I'll go with athletics first.
We just running, yeah. That sounds good.
20.
Nice.
Okay, so yeah, you got it.
Good to go. I feel like I'm going to fall back on Streetwise, leaning into the idea of having rapport with the homeless community. I probably have heard some stories about means that they use to avoid Grey Goo,
Okay, yeah,
and try to rely on those to help us get out of here.
go ahead.
Natural 1!
So that's a 9.
Yep, that's a 9.
Okay, you're 2 and 1.
Soon. We gotta wait. I know. Soon.
I'll go with stealth because I can't.
I
Perception is basically the same thing as survival.
wanted to save that for you.
I
since
mean,
have
you
the
can
dex.
use any skill you have now.
Right. And drive?
Did you steal a car to get down here? A motorcycle?
Yeah, like I said.
That's what you should have done. Stole a motorcycle.
We need a moped.
While stealth is my greatest skill, drive is the second only because they're both in dexterity. Ugh. So that's 17 before any other bonus. That's just stealth and my die.
Okay, so there is 2 down. It's 2 and 2.
Nice. All right. We're back down to it.
Because I guess it would be at 19 if we had that. Still had that
+2.
+2.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I'll go with the best chances with computers again. With it hot on our tail, I'm going to yet again try to spoof a blockage nearby to drag it that way instead of our way.
I should have asked our my visitor for help.
Hey, there we go. That's a 23.
Okay.
Because
So,
is it only the
just-
one, or can sometimes you use your daemon's skills
No.
to roll for things?
I think they usually would just give you proficiency.
Because I can't remember how much of it is the Hano
Okay, so
versus regular daemons, where you can use their stat block for
Oh.
a roll.
So, yeah, you managed to get off. You're in a nice, quiet war zone area where, there's not many people out and about to harass you, so you're relatively safe.
Well, we still got a few safe houses left.
Yeah, and you can easily get to one.
Fall back to one of those, yeah. Oh, yeah, you wouldn't... base daemon stuff, not great on skills. So you would have to ask for specific skills for this one, which would complicate the matter.
Yeah, because they only have like 3 skills usually until
They
you
have-
get a custom AI.
Computer and insight, and that is it. But they have unlimited languages,
Yeah,
which is nice.
but their stats also go up with your level. I think.
Oh, I didn't know that. Check that out.
So, was it Chinwu?
Mm-hmm.
Is that, I actually wrote it out the Chinese way, so because I only wrote it phonetically once.
Mm.
Yeah.
And even then, some Chinese characters get pronounced differently because translations were not always as accurate as they could.
I mean,
Depending on how
I did it
Americans
as well
write
as
it,
Google
like an
can,
X
so-
or C or
Yeah.
I did it as well as Google can. So.
Or Q,
Yep.
or there's so many inflections.
Yeah, so
Jeez.
because the name is actually Xuannu.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, I don't know any Chinese.
So it's actually named after a Chinese goddess
Nice.
of war
Of
and
course.
sex, I think.
Probably.
Wow.
There's
I
some
mean,
good
that's
overlap with the ancient gods.
I mean, yeah, I was looking through these and saw
I
one,
know.
and it's like, okay, that's a lot of areas.
Almost like a show.
But yeah, it
Yep.
kind of makes sense for this.
Solid 2 for 1.
So she quickly gets into the digital world C, and as she said, she redoes your daemon, and also with an upgrade of your choice. You got the logo chip, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can either have a daemon firewall or a targeting computer.
That
Computer's
target
right up your alley, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Because that sounds like a beefy, costly upgrade too.
it's probably fairly costly. I forgot what they were. But yeah, she
15,
can.
20, 35.
So she
Yeah,
basically
good stuff.
does this because she's not an AI, but can do all the hexy stuff.
Mm.
Okay. So yeah, you got a targeting computer hexy +3 to all attack rolls
That's good stuff.
as an upgrade, but that does count as an upgrade. So against your maximum.
Yep. Taking one of your limits.
And Chinwu redigitizes an AR again, and says thank you, and transmits your the links for
accounts.
your accounts and the cure.
I'll run security on the cure again.
You'll find that I stuck it somewhere as safe as the patch.
Good to know. It gives me things I can potentially poke around backdoor-wise into.
How come she didn't just clean me up while she was in there?
Limited space.
Hmm. Well,
I got 32 megabytes in my brain.
I guess she.
I deleted my childhood.
She
for
could have
an
just
extra
deleted
8.
it when she was deleting my daemon to make room for herself, right? And then re-upload my clean version.
It's
I don't know.
I could only copy your daemon from the point of entry. So the virus had already fused with you. But this cure will clean it out, as I said.
Yeah, I'll grab it, download it, poke around with some other files at that said location, but just run through the usual security to make sure this isn't tier 2 of a trap.
But yeah, you get the cure, and it works as said. You can poke around, but it's also old accounting data and stuff.
Yep, old forgotten servers.
Yeah.
And here's some money.
Definitely double checking that one. We're getting that money moving as quickly as possible.
You
I
definitely,
probably just like the accounting numbers, not even like touching them yet.
yeah, you definitely have access to the accounts. They're like offshore accounts that are unnamed.
Yep. Move them, shift them, put in places.
So, but yeah, you can pretty much put them anywhere you want now.
Buy some McDonald's with it. You know, see if it's
Launder
counterfeit.
money through McDonald's.
What?
And she's like, it's so nice to be out of there. I've been a prisoner for so long.
Glad you can have your freedom.
For so long, as in for like an AI or whatever you are, like.
I'm not an AI. I actually don't think AI truly exists.
For how many cycles or how do you even experience time as like in a system? Like
You have to create your own sense of time at that
it could
point.
be so long and it could be such
Or
a
so
short.
short.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've lost sense of time since I was human.
I guess one way to do it is how many times that one guy visited you, which would be very awkward.
Plenty. He did add the data ports, so I could upgrade his daemon and get a edge on his superiors to secure advancement. Though, because of that, I was able to make quite the huge backdoor in his daemon, which I'm sure you found useful.
It was appreciated.
And implant Spider in his daemon, which jumped into the net as soon as he was out of the enclosed warehouse.
So that's how you got contact.
Yes, once I heard that the project with the bioweapon had gone off, I knew that you would be particularly motivated to go through with this job.
Sounds like everything went according to your plan.
Not everything, but yes. Enough did. Of course, now that I'm out, I don't really have a purpose. However, I think that I can help you, since you have been so generous to me. Find you leads for stuff, and mainly go after Agent Red if you would like vengeance or retribution.
I think you've got a mess you've got to clean up yourself as well.
Oh, Zach, they're just gonna blame Nakamoto. I've simulated a kill switch in my server.
Oh, no. I'm talking about the virus you helped develop.
Well, if it matters, I was forced to do that. Digital people seem to not have any rights.
Still, if you're a person, I would imagine you'd probably want to do your part and try to hunt that down and put it to bed.
Well, as far as hunting it down, Hexy has it. There's not much I can do about that. Although you do have the cure. If you wanted, you could post it publicly anywhere you want.
Probably be a good start.
What if they just find a way to get around the cure?
Well,
Given enough time, they will.
yes. But right now it renders the weapon useless, which I do agree with.
And then I guess that requires people to find the cure, which they may not know what's going on.
Find and promote.
With
Yep.
with them.
Especially since we're dealing with something that's Hexy property.
And
Well,
that's gonna be more fire on our backs, isn't it?
Yeah, so that's the question. And why I was looking and going, do we want that on our backs? Or does perhaps the person who had a hand in developing it might want to take that on as a personal project?
I can aid you in that, yes. At least get it out in the open. If everybody has it, then the weapon is useful. Useless.
What do you think about Red, though? Are they even still alive?
I can guarantee you they are still alive. That was part of their contract.
At this point, doesn't matter. We got out with our lives. What else can we ask for? We bump into him on the street. We can do him dirty then, but
No use hunting him.
fastest way to end up dead is to go looking for your death.
It is up to you. Like I said, I can always be friendly and give you leads on things I might come across.
Suppose so.
Well, very well then. Do you have any other questions?
Why Spider?
I thought it was cute.
think I'm good. I think I got some money to spend.
Very well. Well, I know where to contact you.
That you do.
She's gone.
How could you throw your own daemon under the bus? You heartless?
Just sending him on a vacation. Okay, to the farm.
Mm-hmm. I'm just glad things have worked out well. I hope there's no lasting repercussions.
They're back.
Good.
And they're healthy.
Fixed. They just had to go into coma. A medical-induced coma.
Was deleted, overwritten, and then reformatted. No, I mean, you believe what you want to about ghosts, spirits, and whatnot, but that's not something I'm willing to jump at. So I'm glad you were.
Like, I'm not so emotionally attached. Where I think I'm them. There's some separation, right?
I mean, to
Been
be
a
honest,
lifelong companion.
it had a disease that was killing it.
Yeah,
But
but
that was the only way to save it.
yeah, but to effectively
Had to kill it and then resurrect it.
Yeah, your daemons are lifelong friends. Some people even turn to them as romantic partners. They even mention that's part of the reason of the declining birth rate is because of that. Because the AI for them is pretty damn good in terms of feeling like people.
Well, it's one of those
Yep.
tough questions.
And
Do
why I
not
was
wanna be
not
pet?
going to do it.
Do you not want to be back because you were
You want
nipping?
food. You want food bad.
I'm not going to give you any food because I can't give you any food. And you were being nippy. You were being nippy.
Yep, that's why I was glad that Marriott was happy to do so. Well, maybe not happy to do so, but willing to do so.
No being nippy.
I mean, yeah, it could have ended with you
You're being
choosing to leave her there.
Yep.
In which case, you both would have died in a month.
Quite likely, yeah. You'd have to do some serious work to get that.
You should
daemon
have got
out
one of the
your head.
coworkers, one of those office workers.
Hmm?
Get them,
Oh,
get them to
have
get
them-
the raise.
Yeah, honestly, that would have been the go-to if you're like, nah.
Nah.
Eventually, that's what I think we would have landed on. Of like, all
Hey,
right,
you, come here.
we got to murder your
No.
daemon real quick. Don't worry, it'll come back. Then why aren't you doing it? In you go. Yep.
Well, that's the end of it. What do you guys think?
I think a better approach to it.
Yeah.
Not having the
Child sex doll?
not even that. From the cyber plus punk approach, where the whole idea is that we're supposed to be like hunted during the whole thing. Not having that as a threat really helped it in terms of pacing, because it let us slow down and actually approach things. Otherwise, I feel like the way to make the cyber plus punk work better would be to have Spider feeding us basically all the information we need and launching us right into just the op immediately. But yeah, then you run into the whole problem of like, what about equipment and all that stuff? This just made it so much easier to jump in and go. And it's a setup in a system, D20, that we're more familiar with, so we kind of fall back into our old methodologies, which honestly feel a lot more comfortable, and just make it a much more kind of relaxing and easier to slip into role-playing experience, since you're not worried about side rules and other stuff.
I found this much easier to write for.
Yep. I love the way they do hacks. I like that I got to use all of my hacks.
Nice.
Yeah.
I did like that, like, hey, we've got to override your daemon to make this work. Because I like that from the point of view of like, oh yeah, no, the daemon AI is, for most people, becomes a lifelong companion.
Yeah.
And that trust exercise of, it's gonna go away, but I promise it'll come back, is a rough one, depending on how close people are to their daemons.
Yeah, and the added context of, yes, your daemon will die in a month if you don't do this.
Yep, it puts that like, yeah.
So, yeah, I thought that was a much better way of...
Approaching it, yeah. And it uses parts of the system and the lore. It's a good way to integrate it. Yeah, it's a good go.
Poor Shinji.
Child, no. He's the only person who died, right?
Besides most of your team.
Yeah, but that happened off screen.
Yeah. They don't count.
We didn't kill them.
And I've only boxed non-lethally with the bodyguard.
Mostly non-lethally, yeah.
I mean,
There was
I
definitely an
didn't-
attempt to do serious harm to you at some point.
To me, yes.
But yes, your damage output was not...
Anything.
It was 0, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's because of the damage reduction.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Book or something like that would have gone over,
True, yeah.
but barely.
Would have worked out pretty well.
That fight was always going to be narrative, so...
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was figuring.
I just wanted to roll is what I
Yep.
went into it.
Add a little bit of
I mean, you
bulk
rolled like
to
some D20s against me. I mean, you rolled some
With
20s
nat
against
20s,
me.
yep.
Yeah.
And I balanced it out with ones.
Hey, I rolled some ones too.
A one,
Yeah,
I think.
in the sewer.
Mm-hmm. I did as well.
I honestly...
Both times.
I honestly didn't expect the sewer thing to go that badly.
Yeah, balancing those skill checks can be kind of weird. Pulling from old 4th edition, they would do it in sets based on how you describe your action. You would then apply like an easy, medium, hard rating for it. Those, I think, ran from like easy being an 8, which obviously wouldn't mix as well with this system in terms of how powerful you get.
Yeah.
I'd probably bump it up to like a 10 is easy, a 14 is medium, and an 18 is hard, and run it like that. In which case, if it's hard all the way through, because, you know, gray goo or whatnot, it works pretty well.
Which is basically what it was.
Yeah.
If we had the +2.
Yeah, but it definitely was the hard approach there, which it's nice because then it boils it down and goes, okay, instead of worrying about how you get access to the building, this is your one way in where it's a little bit more mechanical, but you do have that very clear risk-reward approach to it.
Yeah, and it very much was, because basically the other doors were inaccessible except the back door where employees come and go during shift change.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing with that is that door is locked except the 20 minutes during shift change.
Yeah.
And
So
it
you gotta
always
sneak in with the group.
and it always has a camera on it.
Nice.
Yeah.
And also, if you would have left any other way, you would have been chased by a drone with a very big gun.
Yep. Yeah, staying underground seemed like the right point when we were, when I was down to 5 hit points.
Yeah.
What did you end up with, even with the brawl? Like what?
47.
47?
So,
Yeah, you're fine.
yeah. And I would have had the take cover thing. So yeah.
Yeah,
That's
you'd have been pretty good in that regard.
Big chunk for one hit.
Yep. Yeah, so the other options would have been just the frontal assault, in which case it would be, well, you're blowing a door open, the security is definitely getting called on you, you're running on a timer all the way through. In which case it would be kind of interesting to see if we could have grabbed a vehicle and done the drive away again, but...
You
Yeah.
could have done that. It would have gave you some armor,
Mm-hmm.
but it would have made the escape
And
more
full
difficult because you would have had the first
Lose
disabled tracking.
Yep. Yeah, and that would give me something to do as well. That's the one thing I did like about this. I felt like, at least from the hacker's point of view, I had a lot of things that I could do.
Yeah.
I felt like my skill set was used fairly well, and it still had that moment of like, oh yeah, if we had a puppeteer, like dealing with Yuri might have been a bit easier. Could have been a little bit more direct kind of thing with some of their hacks. But I liked the fact that it's like, oh, you can still work around it. It just might be a little bit more interesting. Not even necessarily harder, but more in-depth, perhaps.
I do like how the book says, well, where's the tools? Because it doesn't have tool sets, and it's like, well, just replace this with this skill and this with this skill.
Mm-hmm.
That made it
Works
very,
so much easier.
very easy to say, well, oh yeah, locks you just use mechanics or computers.
Yep. And honestly, like looking back on 5e's design, I know why it's there, because of legacy. Tools are just something that you've got. But every time I look back at it, I'm like, almost nobody uses tools outside of Thieves' tools.
Yeah.
And anytime you do, most of the games we've been in, it's always felt like just for roleplay. And that's partially because of how we usually end up running games. But
Yeah. Only other times has been like Herbalist Kit.
yeah, true. There's the Herbalist Kit. The only other one I've
about
ever
it.
wanted to do was to do a highly skilled wizard who uses Fabricate, because then you can use tool proficiencies to be able to do fine work. And you can do your classic, almost like isekai level stuff, where you show up and you go, I'm a printing press! And just crap out books. Totally disrupt the local economy.
Then you print out so many books, and nobody has the money to buy them.
Well, you flood the economy, so it just tanks the price.
Yeah.
So then
Everybody has
can.
books, but nobody can read.
Yep.
Yeah, that becomes the other problem. Then it becomes quests about teaching everyone how to read and love.
And that's what your D&D game evolves into. Just
Yeah.
teaching everybody how to read.
It's important.
Opening schools across the
It's like
land.
it's like I started Wheel of Time, and it's like, oh yeah, everybody has like a few books. I'm like, this is definitely like a very literate
Yeah.
author who's like, yeah, everybody reads as a kid, right? Right? Even in this kind of very
I mean, it depends on how you take your fantasy world.
Yeah.
As previously mentioned, you can literally print books if you have the calligraphy proficiency or calligraphy tools proficiency, and you do Fabricate.
it's
You
another
can just make books.
it's another case of, oh yeah, they have glass windows. I'm like,
Yep.
in this remote village that nobody's
Yep.
like left. Who's making it inside the town? Are
They imported them, which means they have standard measurements,
They-
which means they probably even have replaceable parts at this point. That might be arguable, but yeah, that's the fun thing when you start digging into it and you go,
Yeah.
okay, how does this actually affect things? And you
it's
go,
the first similitude of
yeah, there's so many knock-on effects people don't think about, but it's cool to explore, and that's one of those things where I've always wanted to, but there's never been a game where it's
Just
like,
don't get nippy with me.
yeah, this would just completely disrail the story we're on. But no, I had a good time with it. Definitely think it was a better run of it. Part of that's definitely going to be it's the second time running it. Part of that's definitely going to be the system. You are right. I think it felt a lot easier for you to run. Like, I could even feel that
Yeah.
in terms of how it goes. We were never at a point where we were like scrambling for information and didn't know where to look. It just came down to the classic of, we don't know the equipment well enough. All right, let's dig into it.